I got to tell you the story about me and my cousin QUESO. See, QUESO, he was born into that life. My cousin had all the plugs. And I don't mean in a negative way. He was just that dude. My cousin QUESO gave me the name Harry Potner because I always rolled with him. And besides that, I was kind of nerdy, four-eyed, and I just couldn't kick it if I couldn't bick it. You know what I'm saying? I was dating this bad shawty named Kiana that I really love, man. I even thought she'd be the mother of my child. See, me and my cousin, we was tag team, and I'm not talking about for the females, but I'm talking about for that green moulay money. Kiana's heart was so pure, untainted. As for me, I'll get into that later. My cousin always watched my back, no matter what. I was feeling Kiana too. I can't lie. She was beautiful. Beautiful like the stars in a night sky. But life is crazy. I never meant for some of the things to occur. Most of the time, I believe she should have gave up on me. Cause at the same time, I wasn't that dude. I done so much messed up things. And besides, she had her things together and I was still running the streets like a knucklehead. Let me get this pack real quick so I can go back into the breeze. I wanted Kiana to go home. I mean, I'm 21, young, and I'm not trying to live perfect just yet. I had a couple down baddies down for whatever, and I was on some whatever type vibe. My cousin told me to chill. See, he wasn't into the things I was into like that. He was more just about the money. My cousin told me I was gonna go down fast. See, I admire the relationship my cousin QUESO had with his baby mama, more like fiance Yanira. He loved that girl. Man, she was fine too. My girl started tripping cause I wasn't all eyes on her. I just admired how my cousin would do anything for his girl. He would always tell me about her. It ain't like I didn't know her. We all grew up together anyway. But she loved him and he loved her. But still, gave up all your woes for her. He was 21 too. We was the same age. I just didn't know when I would grow up. He asked me could I take his girl home after her birthday. And I said yeah. QUESO was a straight simp, about to clean up the party, so his girl Yanita didn't have to. Me and my babe was out. After she changed, I sent her home cause I didn't want her tripping about me taking Yanita home. My cousin QUESO watched me and his girl Yanita from the top balcony. We used to kick it tough as hell too. Me and QUESO were blood cousins. His dad and my dad were brothers. So we grew up together. They wanted to have kids around the same time so we can grow up together. I have a brother though, but he younger. Me and QUESO grew up as brothers. He was my best friend, my right hand. Anything I did, he did. Anything he did, I would do. Plus, I taught him about math, and he became a low-key wizard, and that's where I got my name Harry Potter. We used to chill at our family beach house during the summer. It used to be fun because we had the pool all to ourselves. While one of our dads would grill, they would chill, and we would just turn up in the pool and have a good time. I love my cousin QUESO. I would never do anything to hurt that dude. My parents were more into the academics. QUESO family, they were into the streets. But it wasn't a big deal though, cause QUESO wasn't involved in it. When did QUESO choose to take the path to be that dude? I don't know. Ask him. I guess it was just his environment that shaped him that way. That summer, I lost my virginity to some pretty Ricky. After that, I was on a prowl. Since we were 13, Queso and Yanira been on and off. Growing up, my cousin Queso was always popular. People just flocked to him. His family didn't even have much. No matter how much money I spent, I still didn't have as much sauce as he did. He always used to say, how we come from the same bloodline, but my family poorer than yours. Every Thanksgiving and every holiday, my parents would pay to host. Our whole family would show up, all expenses paid, just to have a good time. I grew up in simplicity. I never had any answers for those trick questions. We'd just stay up all night, talking about when we used to be kids. I did wild things because it felt good, even though my cousin told me to stop going to the breeze without him. Had I never got too comfortable, I would have never flipped Yanira. Don't blame me, she could have said no too. But at this point, it just got too deep to turn back. She didn't have to get in my car, but she did. Our chemistry was lit though. Even though we both knew it was wrong, we both had too much invested in each other to turn back. Yeah, I love Kiana just as much as Yanira loved Queso. But speaking for me, Yanira, I was in love with her. Even though my cousin would tell me something didn't feel right, I had to stay on guard. Cause I wasn't gonna let nothing come between what I had. We both kept getting cold feet. We tried to call it off, but she would take the lead, then I would take the lead. And dang, Yanira was just so fine. We would look into each other's eyes to make sure the light was still green. She was the only one that gave me butterflies, made me nervous. Both of our hearts would beat fast, would be on fire, like marshmallows roasting. I melt from her touch. I loved King Von, so she would let me dance for her. I was her breezy baby. With Yanira, it wasn't about sex. We were friends first. She even started my King Von poster collection. No matter how hard we tried just to be friends, our chemistry will always pull us close to each other. Yanira would start touching on me. It was so hard to pull back because she made me soft. And I loved to hate it. And I hated that she made me feel so alive. Yanira became my poison of choice, my kryptonite. Whatever we were doing to each other, it hurt so good. When she'd touch up on me and kiss up on me, it took all my problems away. I had to keep her hypnotized, so I would come up with different ways to seduce her. Yanira would seduce me too. We were just toxic in love. The way we would make each other feel was on some Trey Songz slow motion vibe. We both were so toxic in love that we never used protection, not once. We was on whatever happens, happens. After we would finish on the couch, we would stand up and kiss. Then she'd take me to the bed, and it's all firework from there. We would pillow talk, sleep, and discuss how guilty we felt. Then I would drop her off at home before my cousin got off work. What I didn't tell you is my cousin Queso had 2 kids by Yanira, a girl Amelia and a little boy named JC. Having him at 13, they had no choice but to grow up fast. He brought so much blessing into their lives, and being QUESO's firstborn son, that man was head over heels for him. JC for sure changed my cousin QUESO. He gave him something to live for. QUESO valued Yanira so much, he was in love with her, especially for giving him his first seed. And then his daughter, his life was perfect. Their life was cool and all, but as for me, I still needed my girl too. So we was gonna have to make this work some way, somehow. Sometimes my jealousy would get the best of me, and I would get mad when she don't meet me on time. But that would never stop her from being my yeah. She would tell me how she wanted to be with me. Yeah, baby, I wanna be with you too. But this ain't gonna never work. We on some Erykah Badu next lifetime, mommy. As much as we wanted to be together, I was the main one that had to hold the composure, 'cause she'd give it up. I would get sad too, 'cause this deep dark secret that we have used to eat me alive. I never got to spend my quality time with her for her birthday, so one weekend we did a picnic at the park, just chilled, got lost in time, enjoying our forbidden fruit. Maybe I was wrong for initiating all this from the beginning of time with Yanira. If it wasn't for me, she would have never been at this point, the point of no return. As the sun set, we decided to go back to my crib. Besides, my connection and love was way deeper for Yanira. Every time on the road when we felt guilty, we would start discussing how we need to call this complex relationship quits. But fuck it, that's my girl. That night, after we made love, Yanira kept talking about how she couldn't do this anymore, that things were getting too deep, and how she wanted to focus on her family, and I obliged. I kept my distance. I went back to Kiana until QUESO for the 4th of July decided to throw a family event at the park. We had a blast. My connection with JC was amazing. This was a day QUESO put two and two together. He always did wonder why JC didn't resemble him. Thought it was family genetics. I was too caught up in JC and Yanira to figure out how upset my cousin was. While I was caught up in JC, I guess my cousin QUESO exchanged some words with Yanira to let her know her gig was up. Yanira didn't let me know nothing. I thought we was on the same page, so we took off and went back to my crib like we always do. She should have kept her distance. I ain't even know my cousin knew that I had been sleeping with his girl. After we had sex like we always do, I could tell something was different about Yanira. I just wanted to get some sleep, but Yanira kept talking about how she needed to be with me, how we could be a family. She stayed up the whole night. She didn't even want to go home. All she kept thinking about was how she hurt her man and her kids. I knew her better than she knew herself. So at some point in the middle of the night, it all clicked. Damn. Guess I know JC is my son. I never meant to hurt my cousin. Yanira heard me leaving and yelled for me to get back. She started acting erratic. It low-key started freaking me out. Was I ready for all this? That summer I lost my virginity. I never thought I would get her pregnant. We were only 13. When I came back to my senses, Yanira was nowhere to be found. I guess she couldn't get over how bad she messed up too. I never meant to lose my virginity to my cousin's girl. By the time I found out that JC was my son, it was already too late. For 8 long years, me and Yanira kept that secret from QUESO. We fell in love and kept creeping. At the age of 13, I didn't realize betraying my cousin would lead us here. I never thought me and Yanira would fall this deep in love to the point she would spiral out of control, causing her to take her own life. I never committed to Kiana because I didn't want to ruin her life too. I messed up. I lost my best friend, I lost my baby mother, and my son lost his mother. Words could truly never express how sorry I am. Yanira's death came to light when her body was found by some scuba divers and it came out on the news. My cousin QUESO cut off all contact with me. I would talk to my son JC on the phone and he was affected the hardest. He never knew I was his dad and he couldn't live without his mother. I ruined my cousin's life. He took his biological daughter and disappeared. He raised JC for 8 years. Even though he probably didn't understand, my son would visit his mom at the cemetery, and his mother would frequently visit me in my dreams. At night I could feel her spirit roaming around my home. She haunts me. I know she hates me. Randomly, my room becomes so cold. I wasn't man enough back then, but I'm ready to be a father now. Yanira ghost lives in my room. My son JC lives with me now. It's getting cold outside. It's time for dinner. He's going to be so happy when he see his mommy. She came back to us. Oh, how happy of a family we can be now.